What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. We're going to be attacking with the Queen Charge into LavaLoon. Now, initially, I want to do some multiplayer attacks. I've been getting a lot of loot in Titan 1. I'm talking over 1 million loot worth, and it has happened time and time again. I have been sharing that over on Instagram. If you do not follow me, /Judo Sloth, it is down in the comments. You guys should be following me. And then we have a war attack at Red Elite, and I think the Queen Charge into LavaLoon strategy is going to work for me. I will be sure to explain to you why I think it will work, and then we will hit it live before probably getting out and doing some more multiplayer attacks. We are getting ready for what we think is Town Hall 13, and I for sure am going to be farming to get as much loot as possible. Now, bit of a disclaimer, in Titan 1, it tends to take me 5 to 10 minutes in order to find a huge chunk of loot, but when I do, I tend to hit the jackpot. So we will come back when we have a huge base ready to attack. Okay, so this one was not quite even 5 minutes. I think it was probably 2 minutes, if that, but check it out. 1 million gold. Now we have 2 single target Infernos. It's not a fully maxed out base, doesn't even have a maxed Giga Tesla, which is nice. I think if we charge in towards the multi at the bottom, take that down, that will be the best. Now, I don't want a time fail, which I tend to do a lot of the time, so I'm going to just drop that king in whilst I'm kind of planning my attack here. And yeah, let's maybe just come in from the bottom of the base. Let's go with Baby Dragon, maybe 3 loons to that archer tower, make sure we can take that down, followed by my queen. Let's get a wall breaker in just to test down this bottom area. King's ability is going to be pressed any second now. Let's press it, and let's go with the wall breakers, busting into this compartment. Now, the good thing about, oh my word, what hit the wall breakers? I think it must have been the bomb tower. What I was going to say, I was getting clever. Is that if you press the King's Barbarian ability, most of the time you can actually break through into that area without having to use a freeze on the multi-inferno. Reason for that is because you already have so many barbarians distracting the beams. But wallbreaker fail has already happened in this raid. Not to worry, the multi ran out of Dark Elixir, which happens a lot. Just going to let the queen get a little bit further here. I've still got 1 minute and 50 seconds, and I think I'm going to start my Lalo. Let's have a look at this. I probably should start from this right-hand side. So let's go for it now. Let's just get in there with the Lalo and see what happens. We've got the single onto the queen. Didn't think about that really, did we, guys? Wow! That was a lot of damage onto my queen. So let's continue. Do not tell me that we are going to fail this one. I do not want to lose this queen. And the single goes down, which is good. Let's go with the rage spell. Going to have to keep an eye on my Lalo here and make sure that it does not take any major damage. I'm actually going to use the Grand Warden's ability. I thought I might have been able to nip the queen in that as well, guys. In that of basically just catch the queen inside that. Let's use an earthquake spell down to the bottom. It's looking good, guys. Especially with another haste. I apologize. The screen has gone off. What is going on here? Oh my word. Screen goes off. I'm going to have to continue attacking. The suspense is annihilating. I do apologize, guys. What I will try and do is maybe record the replay of this and pin it over the top there. I apologize. I don't know what happened, but somehow we held it together. We still have a ton of balloons coming around to get this one done, get all of the loot, and what a brilliant start to this video. Hopefully we have as much success in the war attack, but not necessarily losing out on the gameplay. I am going to screenshot that as well so I can share it with you guys on Instagram. But I tell you what, guys, I will edit that with the power of video editing. But let's dive over into that war attack. Alrighty guys, let's dive into this war attack. We actually already had an attack on this base. It was a queen charge into P.E.K.K.A. Smash. The queen charge didn't quite get into the center of the base from the north, but I think if I could get through towards where the town hall is, or at least into that compartment next to it, I could take the queen, the town hall, clan castle troops, lots of value from there. So we can queen walk at the very top, exactly the same as what Tin Man did in the attack, power the king down the left hand side in order to get in towards the air defense and where the enemy queen is. He should be able to just funnel nicely towards that area. Very, very easy. I was debating using the king down the bottom by these two archer towers, do a bit of a king swap, but actually I think he's better value towards that air defense because the LavaLoon here, look, is just so easy, and using the slammer to keep them on course. So that is the plan of action. Let's dive into it and let's hope that I can get this one done. So starting off at the top of the base, we can place the queen in and she should be able to self-funnel. Basically, she will target the buildings around her. We don't then have to worry about her walking too far initially. She should walk up and around because that's exactly what happened in the first attack. Once we've started to clear out some of the buildings here, we can drive the king down that side, but I don't want to put him in too quick. He can basically help to funnel for the queen here, and he should be able to at least get the first air defense. Just going to take out the gold storage and allow the queen then into the base. So the wall breakers have been able to get us in. Nice start here. I've just got to make sure that I time the next layer of them to get through the multi-inferno. So we will freeze it and then we're in. Right, this is looking much better, guys, because now we have clear access onto the clan castle troops. The king is actually going to take down the enemy queen, so we don't even have to worry about that with my queen, which is much better, guys. Let's see if we can sneak a couple of other wall breakers in, though, and just see how far we can get. Under rage, they should be able to do it, and that gives us clear access to the town hall, to the eagle artillery as well, because the queen can reach that. Not too bad, guys. Right, what are we doing down to the bottom here? Got to start thinking of the LavaLoon. I think I'll wait until the queen gets near the town hall, get that down, and then now we can shift our focus. Now that the queen is pretty much set there, we're not doing anything else. In we come. So we've got plenty loons coupled down to the archer towers here in order to just test in front of the slammer. I want the slammer for the back end, and really it's using our spells wisely over the splash. So I want to get that multi down quick as it does. Now I can just save my spells a little bit. The queen is actually done epically at the top, and this is looking very, very good. We've got plenty of cleanup, still got that baby dragon as well, so we can haste through the bottom here in order to get this splash damage down. We've still got plenty of spells for the top. This is a triple, guys, all day long, spreading the minions out in order not to time fail. We just then need to time the spells correctly, so let's use the haste followed by the freeze on the top, and this is GG. Well played. Just making sure that we still got some troops, couple of balloons. We might as well time them quite nicely onto the top here, and then that is GG. Well played, and a 3-star attack. Honestly, guys, I am continuing to learn this strategy, but I think that was pretty flawless. I'm going to review it back very quickly with you guys, see if there's anything we could have done better, but I am relatively happy that my plan worked perfectly. Let's quickly watch that back for you guys before we get into another multiplayer attack. Okay, so that was probably the best Queen Charge LavaLoon attack I have ever done, but you should always review your attacks even if you succeed. So let's quickly review it together because I don't think there was too much I could do differently, but let me know in the comments if you spot anything different. Now the Queen Walk, we already had this plan from Tin Man, just had to fix the wall breaker section a little bit, and if you do want to see more Queen Charge LavaLoon attacks, I am practicing quite regular, so be sure to subscribe to see more. Now in terms of the wall breakers punching down into this section, I actually knew that there was no small bombs there from the initial scout, so that's why I just sent 3 wall breakers in. Granted, I send 4 here under rage. I could have maybe been a little bit more proficient with that. Only 1 was actually needed, so a couple of wall breaker fails on that one. Poison spell was good. King got really good value, and yeah, more value than I expected. Now this this is where Tin Man ran out of wall breakers and the queen walked back out of the base. However, managed to use that rage. I missed the healers there, but I used it primarily because I knew the queen was going to need it anyway, and it was going to set the wall breakers through. The queen charge is what makes this attack. It really is. It just got so much value for me, getting that eagle, then the town hall before she busts out. Now I shift my focus here to the Lalo. The hound, yeah, it goes right across the base, but I do think this bottom area is the best place to put the Lalo in. I love the fact that I put a couple of extra loons onto that bomb tower, otherwise the pathing could have been a little bit dodgy. I do think that worked out well, and I think a lot of the time when I use the Queen Charge Lalo, that's potentially something I overlook. Well, maybe not a perfect haste there. We could have used it a little bit further in order to get to this back wizard tower a little bit quicker. I do think that the queen just gets so much value up there, and because the queen breaks through and starts attacking up the top here, that's one other reason that the Lalo is just so much better down the other area. Managed to freeze the expo and the air defense. I do think haste and then the freeze was the right way about it. Managed to save onto a couple of loons as well. Yes, I could have potentially spread out my cleanup squad a little bit more, sent a minion at the top, but that's maybe, you know, nitpicking. I think other than the one haste spell that I used too quick, let me know, but let's get into some more multiplayer attacks. 1 million elixir. Not quite the gold, but we did get the reverse on the very first attack of the video. So what do? Oh, look at this guy. His base is completely vanished already. Multi-infernos, eagles, or actually single infernos, have got nothing. Even the expos, nothing. This is going to be beautiful. Let's go with the king here. I don't know. Let's go baby drag and 3. Let's go, yeah, 3 balloons. Once that gets down, we should then be able to charge the queen in. We might even get that mortar as well, which will really set up the funnel. Let's put the queen in, followed by 1 balloon just to test, because there's probably still black bombs and black air mines available in this base. The wall breakers do their job. Let's get the healers in, and the funnel has been set beautifully. King's ability. Now I have to make sure I don't time fail. That's one thing that you can easily do on these bases. Let's go with the rage a little bit into the base, which means that the wall breakers should then most certainly blast this wall open. There it goes. And yeah, let's just wait. Let's just wait. I thought the archer tower might lock onto my queen, but actually I'm going to go with 3 balloons to that area. Just to do it, guys. Why not? Let's go with a rage, followed by more wall breakers. Will they go to the middle? They will. There they go. That should get my queen into the center of the base, to the town hall. But then we do need to think about where we're going to Lalo. Now, I don't think it's going to be an issue here. We could probably just let our queen go through the base and wreck it all, to be honest, but why don't we make sure we don't time fail? Let's get the loons on the outside here, making sure that we get around this base. Grand Warden, the Stone Slammer with, yeah, let's hold on to these other 2 loons, and let's just see what happens now. We really probably don't need to use any more of these spells, although I will, just because otherwise I'll probably have to drop them anyways. Have you ever noticed that, guys? How whenever you come back into an attack, often when you come back from an attack, often all of your spells will be all over the place. Let's use that Grand Warden's ability before the balloons split. Spread the minions around this area. We've only really got the top wizard tower, which could cause any sort of grief to us, but I'm really not concerned. We have all of the spells. We can toy with this guy's base. We might as well use a haste, and then we can freeze this area as well. Just about perfect, guys. And we still have the queen's ability. I mean, honestly, if we failed on that base, then I'm speechless. I don't even know what to expect. If I had failed on that base, yeah, wouldn't have been good, would it, guys? But another very successful Queen Charge LavaLoon attack. You guys know that I am enjoying this strategy, but if you want to see the pro players breaking this down, I did a step-by-step video explaining how the strategy works. I'm going to link it on your screen now. I would highly recommend checking that out to go into a bit more depth, but that wraps it up for this one. Until next time, guys, peace out.